York Rangers defeat the Dallas Stars by a score of 6-3. This game really wasn't as lopsided as the score might indicate, as the Rangers almost went down 4-3, but it was a definite offside by Dallas early in the third, and then the Rangers really broke through less than 10 minutes in the third period, actually less than 9. Zach Jones scores his first NHL goal. 19 seconds later, Julien Gauthier scores his first goal of the season. And so it's the unlikely heroes that emerge for the Rangers in this one, but definitely major contributions from Vinny Trocheck, who had 2 goals and an assist. Mika Zibanejad had a goal and 2 assists. Chris Kreider scores a big goal early, and hopefully he can break out of it. But a lot of defensive mistakes for the Rangers. I thought that they played a really strong third period, and that's what we had seen from this team last year. Was a really good third, so that it was more like that. And look, this is somewhat reminiscent to the game last year at Dallas, where a lot of goal scoring. Rangers scored 7 goals in that one, and the Rangers win it. Igor, made some good saves, but I still feel like he, has been a little bit spotty with some goals that I think that he would like to save. The third goal by the Stars, the Jason Robertson goal, that's one that he'd like to have back. And then also the one that didn't count by Jason Robertson again, another one that he'd probably like to have back. But Igor, look, not to say that he's not facing a lot of tough chances as well. For Dallas, Jake Ottinger gives up a couple of goals and leaves the game about 6-7 minutes into the second period. And Scott Wedgwood came on, and Wedgwood didn't really work any better for him. So, Ottinger, who's this Dallas starting goalie, really emerged last year in the postseason against the Flames, would leave this game due to injury. And the Rangers, were really doing well. The special teams was good in this game. Rangers go 2 for 5 on the power play, while the Stars go 0 for 4. That's another good sign. And what I liked also was the Rangers, mixed up the defensive pairs in the third period. They kept, for the most part, Lindgren and Fox together. But Miller-Trouba pair has struggled lately, and it was -3 going into the third period. And what they did was they had it Zach Jones with Trouba and Miller with Schneider. Don't mind that, as it provides more balance. And look, I think that there might be certain games where maybe you do want that. And of course, there might be games when you might want to go that traditional top 4 that they have and just lean on them. I think for tomorrow's Coyotes game, I think that they'll go back to what it was, with Miller and Trouba and then Jones and Schneider. But I'm glad that Jones scored, because for me, Jones had struggled, but I don't want Libor Hájek anywhere near this lineup. I just don't. Jones would have to play really, really bad for me to ever even want that. So I'm happy that Jones scores, and you hope he can build off this. It was a good game for Zach Jones. Look, he was a +3 as well. Goal and an assist for Jones. And, I think that he played 15 minutes and 38 seconds, which is definitely more than you're used to seeing Zach Jones playing. Like I said, more of a balanced attack on the defensive side, predicated on the fact that there were injuries. Now, not injuries, sorry. Poor play by Miller and Trouba. Injury-wise, Vitaly Kravtsov again gets hurt. And look, the guy, it's delicate in saying this, but he is fragile. I think it's fair to say that he is and maybe he got hit in a tough spot. It's an upper body injury. I don't know if it's concussion. I don't know if it's more neck. I don't know. But Kravtsov has shown this season, he's getting hurt a lot. He's been taking some pretty big hits, don't get me wrong. But, he's getting hurt from them immediately. So, yeah, look, however you want to look at it, with Kravtsov, it simply really has not worked. He's been given an opportunity. I think he'll still be given opportunities, but it does not work with Kravtsov. He only played 5 minutes, and I thought that line wasn't very good. Now, what's interesting, Ryan Reeves was a healthy scratch, and I like that. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow is Ryan Reeves will be back in there, and Kravtsov will be out, almost undoubtedly, with Kravtsov being hurt, and Reeves, is someone that They don't love to healthy scratch, I'm sure. So, Reeves will be back in there. But I liked what was the fourth line, or whatever you want to consider it. Honestly, it kind of was the third line because, especially once Kraft stuff went down, that Goodrow, VZ, the rest of that line didn't really play much. I didn't love that line either when they were in there, to be honest. I didn't think Jimmy VZ was all that good today. But the line of Blake, Carpenter, and Gauthier, that was a really good line. And so, normally it would have been Reeves. And so you replace it with Gauthier, you get a lot more speed, a lot more offensive potential. I like it. I really do. And Gauthier, we've seen him flash before, but I think he's got to realize at this point, he knows, his career's in the line. He was put on waivers and no one claimed him. He got sent down to Hartford. That shows where he is in, Dryden Hunt got claimed. Dryden Hunt got picked up by Colorado. Julien Gauthier did not. So I think he knows, this is it, and he's playing like it. I think this is a player and he needs to be consistent. Consistency has been a major problem for him. Defensive awareness, is not his strong suit. That's been a problem, but he's been drawing penalties, which is something that he's done, but Gauthier is a big story here. I feel like just replacing him with Reeves on that line makes it so much better. So, but look, now with Reeves back in there tomorrow, we'll see what they decide to do. I would stick with that line, and just roll with VZ, Goodrow, and Reeves. I would not touch that line if it were me, but we'll see what they do. They might, I would keep at least two. I wouldn't completely mix it up, but we'll see what they do. Rangers in this one, like I said, a slow start. Stars jump out to an early lead. Bad job by the Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere line where Panarin can't get it out, and Lafreniere and Trocheck were ready to race up the ice. A little bit too ambitious there, and it leaves Mason Marchment alone, and he snaps it by Shesterkin, his fourth goal of the season, assisted by Sagan, 1:09 into the game. Right away, Dallas scores, but the Rangers, they played pretty well in this game, and they tie it up, and it's Chris Kreider. Kreider, who I've been very, hard on lately because he really hasn't been coming through, not just in the, score sheet, just in general, but Kreider I thought was more involved today, more engaged. He scores his third goal of the season, and it's assisted by Kakko and Schneider at 8:41. So that is Braden Schneider's first point on the season, and the Rangers tied up at 1. Then there's a bunch of penalties. Nils Lundqvist, former Ranger Nils Lundqvist. It's nice to finally bring him up at this point in the episode, whereas with David Quinn and, he won in his return. And, of course, Georgiev was great. And even Frank Vetrano, scored for the Ducks, even though the Rangers won that game. But Lundqvist wasn't really so involved in this game. But he does take a penalty as he interferes with Lafreniere. Ranger power play unsuccessful. Then Ryan Carpenter hooks Nils Lundqvist, so kind of makes up for it there. But then a quick penalty by Jason Robertson as he trips Zibanejad. You have 4-on-4 play and nothing going on there on the score sheet. Now, at 1942, Ty Dellandrea kind of inadvertently sort of collides with Shesterkin, and it ends up in a Ranger power play. Dellandrea is called for tripping, and then also him and Panarin both go off for roughing. So Rangers end up with a power play on that. And they would take advantage in the second period, but I want to bring up, the Rangers, I like, and we saw this last year where they were just going after Dellandrea the rest of the game. Dellandrea, it wasn't dirty, but it's I think, and maybe this in some way was a response where the Sillinger-Hedl collision, where Hedl ends up hurt, different, and Shesterkin is the goalie, and you really want to protect the goalie, but it was nice to see that they were going after Dellandrea the rest of the game, whether it was Trouba, Goodrow, they were going after him. So the Rangers, like I said, have that power play with Panarin in the box. They score, and it's Vinny Trocheck. Trocheck, his third goal of the season from Zibanejad and Fox at 59 seconds of the second, but immediate response by Dallas. They tie it up less than 30 seconds after. Rope Hintz scores his third goal of the season from Pavelski and Robertson, ties it up at 2. Then Trocheck and Ben get coincidental minors at 6:23, and then at 13:15, a penalty drawn by Carpenter, where he takes the penalty before he draws one here at 13-15, and Joel Hanley takes the penalty, and the Rangers are able to take the lead again. Mika Zibanejad on a nice pass by Panarin. It's Zibanejad's 5th goal of the season from Panarin and Kreider. 14-18, they score. They take a 3-2 lead. Unfortunately, after that, it's a penalty by Keandre Miller. Not a great game by Keandre. His play has not been great lately. I'd expect him to turn it around, but he's been, definitely not his best. He interferes with Mason Marchment. Rangers penalty kill does a good job, but unfortunately, eventually, it was a face-off win by the Rangers, I'd say, but they don't get to the loose puck, and Jason Robertson goes, buries it 5-hole against Igor with 1:14 left in the second period. It's Robertson's 4th goal of the season, unassisted, and so we're 3-3 heading into the third. So that's tough, where, not a great goal, and we're going to the third period tied. And then, like I said, you have a goal that was not, where Robertson scores, but Pavelski was clearly offside. Rangers challenge it, calls overturned, and so we're still tied up at 3 until at 11-18, the first goal in his NHL career by Zach Jones, assisted by Trocheck and Gauthier. And I would say those were the 3 stars of the game for the Rangers, those 3 who combined on this goal. It was actually a nice play by Gauthier to kind of to make it happen. Finds Trocheck, and Trocheck is really, he's finding his way as a Ranger. He will be better than Strome. And I think he's showing that slowly. His defensive play, like I said, I want that to improve, but he's been really good on faceoffs. I think that was the case again today. Yeah, 64% on faceoffs. He's been excellent there. Great to have a guy like that. And so Jones makes it 4-3. And then immediately after, 19 seconds after, I guess Jones gets it over to Sammy Blais. Blais chips it out. And just an unbelievable individual effort by Julien Gauthier. And we've seen this, but then he can't score. Well, this one was an amazing play where he beats the 2 Dallas defenders, and then Wedgwood tries to beat Gauthier. Gauthier gets it. Wedgwood's out of position, and in a tough angle, Gauthier scores into the empty net and gives the Rangers a 5-3 lead. It's nice to see him score on a play like that. This is someone who has a lot of talent. We've always said that. But it's been tough for him really to get the results. And there, after he made a nice play on the Jones goal, makes it 5-3. Then you have a delayed penalty, 6-on-5 Rangers, and they make it 6-3. Exclamation point goal. It's Trocheck, his 2nd of the game, 4th of the season, from Zibanejad and Lafreniere. Gives the Rangers a 6-3 lead. And then the Rangers would take a couple of penalties, one by Sammy Blais, a little unnecessary by Blais. Cross-checking penalty at 16:54. Penalty kill does the job. And then 19:10, Goodrow goes after Dellandrea. It's a roughing call on Goodrow. But Rangers, close it out. They win at 6-3, improve their record to 4-3-2. And now they head to Arizona in what will be an interesting game. The Coyotes are playing at Arizona State's arena. So I'm very curious to see how that will feel watching it. Look, there'll be less empty seats, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not sure how much of a home ice advantage it will be for the Coyotes. It'll be their 2nd home game. But a quick turnaround for the Rangers as well. I would expect Jaro Halak in net. That would be my guess. I feel pretty strongly in saying that. You never know. And the only reason why I say you never know is because, again, that Halak against Columbus still was strange to me. You'd think that at some point, but if they weren't going to go with Igor in that Islander game, I don't think you'll see him versus the Coyotes. So expect Halak in that. But even if he is in that, it's a game that you should win. And the Rangers, you win this game against the Stars. You want to build off that, and you want to beat the Coyotes. So a big game for the Rangers. They should not take the Coyotes lightly. They gave the Rangers problems. The Rangers beat them twice, but not without its issues. So we'll see how it goes. Rangers, Coyotes. But again, here, the Rangers beat Dallas 6-3. They explode in the third period, and it's nice to see players like Zach Jones get his first NHL goal, the game-winning goal, and Julien Gauthier called up and was really a major reason why the Rangers won this game.